Well, hello everyone. I'm Rachel Tessman from stampyourartout.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Andover, Minnesota in the US, and I'm here to bring you a live paper crafting class here on Friday, April 24th, 2026 at 7 p.m. Central Time. So if you're watching at that time, then you're watching it live. Tune into it and log into your Google and YouTube or /YouTube account so that you can participate in the actual chit chat that's going on. It's fun to read everyone's comments. You can actually chime in on a live before the live begins, as some of us know. But like right when I create it, you could chime in like the day before if you wanted to. It's pretty cool. So some people log in and they put conversation in there an hour or more beforehand. It's really kind of cool. Anyways, we're going to do some paper pumpkin creations today. I mentioned on Wednesday, which was my part 1 of 2, and this is part 2 of 2, that I have really been excited and inspired, and I just want to create and create and create with this kit. My exclusive for the Paper Pumpkin Creatives group is so stinking cute. Anyways, I'm just having a blast with it, and I couldn't resist multiplying the cards in the kit. So that's what we're going to do today for the main focus of it. I also have a card that I was unable to share because there was just not enough time on the first video, which was on Wednesday. So we are going to do that first, and then we'll dive into the multiplying the kit. I've got more than triple the cards in the kit creation that we're going to be doing. And let's see here. I'm getting a little notice that my YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Shoot. I hope we don't have any glitches tonight. Hopefully that notice will go away. And then after that, I have some little parts and pieces of the page that I'm creating. I have little elements that I know that I want to use in it. I just haven't put it together yet. So you'll be able to see some of those things and what I'm doing with it. All right, so yay. And Paper Pumpkin is global. This is the first kit where it's global. So welcome to all of you who have gotten this kit throughout the world. We're so excited to have you on board with Paper Pumpkin, and I hope that you have fun with it. This is what the kit looks like right here. And if you haven't been a subscriber yet, you're missing out. Get subscribed. There are links in the video description so that you can start your subscription. If you're in the US, you can start your subscription through me. If you have a demonstrator, start it through them. And if you are a demonstrator, start it through yourself. But kits are so much fun. First of all, they're convenient. They store nicely. You have everything that you need in it. There's so many wonderful perks about having kits. And so much in here for the price. And the price, I still believe, even though it went up a couple bucks, I still believe it is the best value of what you can get out there. Because when I was in a advisory group years ago, we compared. We did lots of comparison with different companies and different creative kits. And Paper Pumpkin from Stampin' Up has a super great value. So inside your kit, you have all the pieces that you need. You have adhesives. This kit came with a roll of tape and some little dimensionals. You have your embellishments. You have your ink. You have your stamps. You have all your consumables. You have your direction sheet. And inside your direction sheet, you have rulers in both metric and imperial measurements. You have images of what the cards look like that you're going to be creating, and then all your directions are visual. So even if you speak a different language than English, you're set. You can do it. It's so fun. So, and what I like to do is make alternates with it. So I will be doing that with you today. Let's start with the Fun Fold card. This is the one that I missed out on being able to create with you last time. Now I do have to tell you, because I'm seeing comments and I haven't seen any questions yet, but I am peeking every once in a while at the comments because I want to make sure that if you do have a question, I can answer it as we go. Because Trisha is with us on Wednesdays. She's my moderator and answers questions on my behalf those days. And I don't have her on the other days of the week. And so it's up to me. So I hope that I can help you out if something isn't clear. Okay? All right, so we're going to take some 12 by 12 cardstock, and this is white willow cardstock. And we're going to cut it at 4 1/4 inches. So we have a 4 1/4 by 12 inch piece here. All right. Next, we're going to take that and we're going to score it in from each side at 3 1/4 inches. Now, because I share so many projects in my Paper Pumpkin Alternates videos, these blog posts that are connected to these videos do not have the measurements written down. I don't make PDFs for these. It's a lot of work to do all that writing in addition to a video, especially when you have a video full of different projects. So from day one, I've always shared my Paper Pumpkin videos in this way, where you get, did I do that right? Yeah, 3 1/4, where you get the video with all the instruction, measurements, everything that you need. And what you need to do is just replay it, stop and start it, slow it down, watch me on either high speed if you want to get through something quickly, or low speed, and listen to my voice change. It's kind of fun. All right, so now we're going to take and fold on those score lines, and we have this kind of crisscross look on the front, right? We have 3 1/4 inches on both flaps, but we're going to make diagonal cuts into them. They cross over each other at 1 inch, because really it's only 4 1/4 by 11 inches that you need for a folded 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card base. Okay, so those of you that make cards all the time, you know what I'm talking about. But we have 12 inches, which means we have that extra inch. And when you fold these flaps over, that's where the extra inch is. It's either here or it's here, depending on which flap you want to think of. We're going to cut diagonally. We're going to cut, and I'm just going to make sure I'm doing this right. We're going to cut from the upper right corner of this flap down diagonally. So it's going to go this way, which means we need to measure in 1 inch down here. So we're going to set this aside. We're going to grab a pencil and a ruler and just make a little tick mark there. So I'm putting my ruler here so that I have my 1 inch right at this end, and I'm going to go to the 0 mark and just put a little mark there. All right, and I'm zoomed way too far out so you can't even see that. Hopefully you can see it now. Or if that's really hard for you to understand, you can turn your ruler this way and do the same thing, where you start with 0 and put your mark at the 1 inch. So this is the front of our card, first flap. The second flap is going to go the opposite way. So we're going to put a little mark up on this side. So 0, and I'll open it this way so you can see better. This will, so 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, depending on however you want to set your ruler up on your card base. All right, so now that we have our marks there, and I'm not going to worry too much if they don't meet up, because we're actually going to do an additional little slice. All right, so let's go ahead, actually 2 additional slices. Let's go ahead and cut those. So I'm going to cut from here to here. We're just going to put that little mark that you see there right in the channel of the trimmer, and then the corner down there runs in the channel of the trimmer as well. We don't want to push into a corner, so we're going to start our blade in the middle or up here. And because I'm not really holding on too tight to this paper, I'm going to hold on this side. I'm going to go ahead and start in the middle and just give a little slice there and then cut that way. So now we have that diagonal cut. We'll do the same thing on this side. We got our corner and then our little mark. We'll line those two up like so. Okay. The nice thing about this fun fold is that it doesn't have to have like real accurate types of cuts, because we're going to solve that problem. So see how it's not like, well, mine looks pretty good actually, but it might not be like exactly that way, but that's okay, because we're going to make a gap in there. It's going to gap open a little bit more, and it's going to be based on the layer that we put on top of it. So from the card kit, we're going to grab a card base that is, and maybe I don't have any more of those left. I might have one behind me, so I'm going to grab that instead. We need the card base that has the wooden plank look to it. So I'm going to grab one of those back here. And I think this one will work. Let me look. Yes, this is going to work. Okay, so this is a portion. You can see I cut it off because I used it for another card. So we're going to cut right on that score line so that we have half of a card base. We're cutting at 4 1/4. That way we know that we're working with half a card base. Now, I am going to cut this more, but I just wanted to make that clear that you only need a half for this whole entire card for the decoration part. What we're going to do next is we are going to, and I'm just going to check something here. Hang on. All right. Measuring something. Okay, yeah. Good. That's what I thought. So we're going to cut this down so that it is 4 inches in this direction. All right. So you really only need 4 inches instead of 4 1/4, but I just wanted to make it clear that you need a half of a card base to make this work. So we're cutting that. You can use that for some other card. I'm gonna set that back here. Now what we wanna do is cut off 1/4 of an inch and 1/4 of an inch. We're gonna cut off 2 little 1/4 inch slices here, and those are gonna become decorations on the inside, and this is gonna bring it to 5 inches over here. See how that's 5? Okay, so we cut off basically a half of an inch on this end, but in 2 separate strips. These are gonna go on the inside of our card for decoration. Then for this piece here, we are going to, and I'm gonna make sure I'm doing this right too, we're going to make a little mark with our ruler at 3 inches. I'm gonna put this on something dark so you can see better. We'll use one of these Stampin' Pierce mats again. So I'm gonna make a little mark at 3 inches from up here. So this is gonna be a mark right over there at 3 inches. And I need to write pencil and ruler in my supplies. I didn't do that yet. And then we're gonna make a mark at 2 inches down here. So remember I said this is 5 inches total. So this is 3 and this remaining part is 2. This is 2 and this remaining part is 3. It's gonna give us a pretty accurate diagonal, but not super precise, okay? Minot, North Dakota is in the house, yay! All right, so I'm gonna cut at that diagonal. Oops, that's a score blade. Now I have 2 different pieces that can go on the front of my card. We're gonna lay those on next, and then we're gonna do our last trims, okay? All right, here we go. See how they fit? And we're gonna flip these over. You can use glue, multi-purpose liquid glue, or you can use seal adhesive, whatever works for you. And you could decorate this first too. Like you can put inks on it. You could do some stamping on it, but oops, I'm gonna turn it this way so I can make sure that this edge is lining up with the straight edge. And I'm gonna put on something dark again. So it's lining up with that straight edge nicely. And that we have a full 1/8 inch on the top and bottom as well. Can you see this though? I want you to see this. Zooming in. So can you see how this connection down here is a little closer and this one starts to get further away? So we're gonna trim that up. You can do it with a scissors easily. You can do it with your trimmer, whatever you wanna do. Let's add the next one. So that's gonna go here, like so. And this side looks like the side that we need to do more trimming on because it looks pretty wide here compared to the rest. So at this point, if this is difficult for you, you can take your trimmer and you can kind of like do your little cut with a trimmer. Or what I like to do, because I have a pretty steady hand still at age 57, is I like to just kind of cut it. Oopsie, let me get my hand in there. Okay, so I like to just trim it up like this. So it's nice and even. It's 1/8 of an inch away. I trimmed off about a 1/16 of an inch. I'm gonna flip it over here and I'm just gonna make this look a little more even by trimming that up too. Okay, now when I close the gap here, it's got a little bit of room in there and we need that room. We need that room in order for our slide and lock card to work. We're making a slide and lock card. Yay! Okay, the inside of our card is going to receive these 2 little strips. I'm gonna put them next to my glue bottle and I'm gonna grab an envelope from the kit because we're gonna cut into one for an inside layer. You're just gonna trim. Do I have another inside layer? I've already created with this kit, so I'm just gonna check to see. Oh, I do have these sizes, but I don't think I have a full one. Okay, we'll go ahead and cut another one. Because you know what? This is a designer paper. The envelopes are like designer paper in our kits. And I really have a hard time just using them as envelopes. So I like to bring in like the extra basic white envelopes from the Stampin' Up store and just replace the envelopes in the kit because the envelopes go through the mail typically. and they get beat up, and then they're not pretty anyways. So to me, I don't necessarily need to put a lot of effort into envelopes. It's up to you though. If you're one of those people that really wants your envelopes to look fancy, you go ahead and do that, especially if you're hand delivering your card to somebody. Okay, so now we have this pretty large flat sheet here. We're gonna trim that down to 4 inches. And then we're gonna trim it to, and I'm gonna measure over here on the side. You guys can't see. Totally fine if you're late, Glenda. Glad you could make it. 4.5, we're gonna cut to 4.5. So, and I think I love this darkness over here, so I'm gonna cut to 4.5 on this side. So we are gonna more than triple the kit. We're making a fun fold right now separately, and then I'm gonna show you some scrapbook page elements for those of you that are tuning in late. So the inside of this card now gets this piece in the middle, so I'll go ahead and add that. And make sure that's as even as possible as I'm adding it in here. That looks pretty darn good. And then these guys will get glued because that adhesive is too thin. Although I could put both of these together. You've seen me do that before, haven't you guys? Where I put the 2 thin strips together and then you add your seal adhesive, and it can easily get added to 2 pieces, and then you just peel them apart. But we might as well use the glue because it's out. It's ready to go. All right, there we go. And I'm gonna stick this back into my Country Hive glue holder, because when you have your glue upside down, like that, you have your glue staying at the tip, ready to use the next time. So that's the inside of my card. The outside of my card is going to be made with a couple elements from the kit. So we need more. Let's keep digging in here. We want to pull out, let's see here. There's so many fun things in here, you guys. We're going to pull out one of these little circle seams. I have, by the way, I always open up 2 kits. So if it looks like I have a lot left over, it's because I dive into 2 kits for my alternates. I don't think I've ever done all my alternates. Oh, you know what? I have. I remember being challenged one year because I only had 1 kit with me and the others weren't coming, or I don't remember what happened. Anyways, I only had 1 kit one time and it was freaking me out, but I survived. It was really hard, but I survived. All right, and now we're gonna grab a circle punch, and it really doesn't matter what size circle punch. I'm choosing a nice large one because these circles are pretty large, so I wanna have a good steady base on them. But I'm gonna flip it over and punch out 4 circles. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, this is again white willow cardstock. White willow cardstock compared to, and I'll just show you with this one here. This is basic white cardstock. This is white willow. This is the white that you get with kits. This is the back side of something, okay? The back side of all of these have that a little bit darker, dingier, but it's cooler, like the white willow. And this is more bright and a little warmer toned. So I like to create with the white willow cardstock for my cards a lot when I'm working with different kits, kids collection kits or the basic paper pumpkin kits. But I will oftentimes go to basic white cardstock too, which is that brighter, warmer color for making multiples and things, because I know that that's a color that most of us crafters have. So now we're going to get to the point where we're going to fold these, and I'm just going to put a little bit of a curve in that to help me fold this over and get my dark background in here again so I can see as I line things up. Okay, we're folding 2 of these in half. And I know I had a team member that asked me on my live on Wednesday, because I do a team live after my regular live with my team, obviously. And she said, okay, how did you get the closure on there? And I said, just watch on Friday. So I hope you're watching. I hope you're watching, because it's so easy. And maybe now that you've seen me fold these, you know what I'm doing again. But yeah, so we're gonna put adhesive on one side. We're gonna lay it down so that the fold is matching up with the middle of the circle. put that back in here, Rachel. We got to be able to see. And then we're going to lay this down so it lines up with half the circle. Do the same thing on the other one. And you might have a little overlap, but it's okay because this is a non-seen little structure. Okay, we're not going to see it. So we have that done so far, and we're going to put another one here. But for now, let's just use this piece because we want to line everything up. A lot of you have seen these slide and lock cards before, but you may not have seen them in a diagonal. And I received a card recently where I received it in a diagonal, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm teaching you the diagonal part right now, and then next week on Wednesday, we're gonna do a version of the card that I received that is a wow card, and I can't wait to show it to you. So we're gonna put it with the flat inside the card. You're just gonna tuck one side in like this, and then you're gonna tuck the other side in like this, and you're gonna lay that in front of you, okay? This is gonna get some adhesive on it. We wanna do that now. Do it without glue. This is all, this part here, don't do with glue. Because if you do glue and you have to slide something around, you're gonna get the glue and it's gonna ease out and it's not gonna be pretty. So you just wanna put that in there so it's centered, have adhesive on there. You can put as much as you want. And then we're gonna lay this piece down. This piece is gonna go down right in the middle. We want everything to be centered. And this is where I'm talking, you might have to shift something, but we didn't have to, we're good. It looks good, doesn't it? And then this we will add with dimensionals. You can use the mini dimensionals in the kit, or you can grab some dimensionals that you have on hand. We sell both mini and regular dimensionals. I think I have those linked in the description. And use the edges, We also sell them in black. So we have black dimensionals so that if you're doing a darker project, you don't have that white adhesive showing through. So this now goes on the front, and you just want your card to be, you know, like straight in front of you as you add this so that your cabin doesn't look like it's tilted. And there's that. And then the last part is to add your sentiment. Closing this one up over here. Your sentiment, which is stamped. So we're gonna grab a little sentiment piece out of here. By the way, how many of you are crafting with me? Oh, thanks, Vicki. I appreciate you waiting until my projects come out. I do have a page coming too. So you know what I thought? When I got excited about doing these two videos 2 days apart from each other, I thought, why am I not doing that more often? And I think it's because I got in the habit. I used to be in this Paper Pumpkin blog hop, and we always did it towards the beginning of the next kit, like on the 8th, you know, right before you have to subscribe. And I got in the habit of posting it then. But I want to just create all at once. So I think I might do this again next month where I create and share and create and share. And we just have a Paper Pumpkin week. Does that sound good to everybody? All right, so we're going to stamp on this piece. And we're going to use the color that comes with the kit, which is Peaceful Pine. It comes in that little mini ink spot, but we're going to use it in the large ink pad. The magnetic ink pads that you see here are new. They're not available till May 5th. But we are using them anyways because Rachel's a demonstrator and Rachel can buy things early. So if you're a demonstrator, just know that you can be getting these supplies early. And if you're not a demonstrator, join us. Okay, I'm going to stamp this down, right justified on here, on my little brown strip that comes in the kit. This is another kit piece. And I'm going to add that with a little bit of seal on the left side. So I'm going to avoid having any adhesive over here. I'm going to add this to the lake about 1 inch up from the bottom of the card. So I still want to see kind of that reflection in the water over here on the trees. And I'm using the base of the card to make sure that this is nice and straight. You don't want to be putting this on with your circle piece slid out of here because then you don't know if it's straight or not, right? So you want to have that on here. And then we just add some embellishments. And I'm going to be using the kit embellishments, these little guys here. So I'm going to stick a rock on this section of the little sentiment piece. I think I was going to flip that over, but that's okay. We'll just put this one like that. And these are like little pebbles that are accenting the sentiment as if they're pebbles that are, you know, in the scene. And then, because I wanted to have some things here and I didn't want to have rocks floating in the air, I'm bringing in some other embellishments that I'm going to use on our other cards too when we triple the kit. So this set of embellishments, also available May 5th, is called, they're called the Dewdrop Embellishments. They're in Old Olive, and I believe this is Marina Mist, which are two colors that are in the kit, and then we have clear. So I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool. Here it is. And we will just pinch the end here to make that little gummy end tacky and round again. We're going to push and lift. Oops, push and lift. And then we'll add 3 up in this corner. 1, 2, and we'll do another small 1, 3. And then we'll do 2 in the bottom right corner. And that way these guys are not in the path of the flow of this little slide and lock thing, okay? So if you put them over here, they might get in the way. But if you put them here, they're not in that path. Now, it takes a little bit to get it going for a while, but you can see they're not hitting the embellishments. Oops, let's get that going again. Hang on. All right, so it slides out in either direction. You open it up, you have your message inside. It could be a birthday message. It could be, you know, maybe somebody graduated, you know, they graduated their class. And then you just slip this in by just sticking one side in like that, opening it up, sticking the other side back in like that, and you can close the card back up again. So it's not one of those display type cards. You don't stand it up, but that is the slide and lock in the diagonal slide and lock. Oh, Marina Mist. Did I say Marina Mist? Oh my gosh, I've been doing that for like months lately. I think it's because of my in color Misty Moonlight. It's Misty Moonlight. Thank you everybody for calling me on that. Misty Moonlight. Marina Mist is an older blue color. Yeah. Ever since I did that color comparison video when the new colors came out a month or so ago for the demonstrators. You guys get to get them on May 5th. But ever since that happened, I've had Marina Mist in my head and I keep, you know, anyways. Okay, Misty Moonlight. Here we go. Next. Oh, we never used this, did we? I guess you only need 3 circles. You don't need 4. I was thinking this one was going to go on top, and you can do that. In fact, I think I did on my first card. Let me look. No, I did not. I only used 3. Okay, there we go. This is why you don't craft with me. You watch the whole video, then you rewatch it. All right, next card, or cards, I should say. We are going to now take a third of the kit. I'm going to zoom out so you can see even more on my desk. You might see messes, but I want to just kind of show you. These 3 piles are what you need, minus the embellishments and minus the envelopes, okay? So these 3 piles, now we've got the envelopes in there, are what you need in order to make the 3 different cards that the kit dictates that you make, okay? So this one goes to here, this one goes to here, and this one goes to here. These are all, I'm sorry, those are the embellishments. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some mixing and matching. We're gonna be using all these pieces, I think all of the embellishments, and about 2.5, well, not all of the envelopes. So you might even be able to spare one of your envelopes, I can't remember. What I'm bringing in is extra white card bases, because if we're going to be more than tripling the kit, we need some extra card bases because we're going to cut into these. So we have 3 cards turned into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hang on, I got one more. 9, 10. Let's make the 2 other card bases really quickly. If you do these little directions with your whole entire kit, so some of you like to save up your whole entire kit and wait and see what I do, as a couple of you have mentioned, which is so complimentary. Thank you. But you can more than triple your kit. So I'm cutting all of these in half, scoring them in the middle, taking my bone folder, giving those good creases. You need your trimmer for this And then you need some white cardstock and you need envelopes, right? So those are the 3 things so far. Bone folder is a nice extra tool. You don't have to have it, but it's really nice to be able to